Alright everybody, thanks for joining me in another video here for SyllaFX. So, in this video we are doing a recap of the Euro dollar for November the 9th. It is Wednesday. So we're going to take a look at see what actually happened during the New York session today. I didn't actually place any trades, so there won't be anything that I'll be sharing as far as any trades that I took as far as this specific pair. We're also going to do an analysis for the upcoming London session this evening, or 3 o'clock a.m. Eastern time for the next day, as well as the upcoming New York session. See if there are any setups that we could potentially look at, important zones to be aware of that we could probably take a sell or a buy position there. But for the New York session this morning, so that would be around this mark here on the chart, about the 15-minute mark. So let's see if there was actually anything important that we could have actually taken on this one, because before Wednesday, on Tuesday I had this zone that was pretty much set up from, I believe, last Friday or so. So we're pretty much waiting for the price to come back into this area from all this movement here. So let me see, when was this actually here? So this was Monday, so it was not actually Friday, but this is an important zone to be aware of. For instance, price pretty much broke through these highs and created a zone for a potential buy position for price to come back and retest. As you can kind of see, there was a kind of a bounce off of it in that area, and this is where I had initially set it up. Now this is not a trade, of course, that I took or anything, but price did come all the way down and gave us a little bit of rejection. Didn't come quite into the zone as I would typically like it, but it did bounce off and close off in the positive above the zone. So potentially could have taken a buy position here. It wouldn't have been for much, and price would have potentially actually came back down anyways to actually break even or even take a loss on that one. But if we would have took a buy, it would have been pretty much right up here in this area, and then set a stop loss down in this zone, and aim for maybe a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. So right up here. So as you can see, we wouldn't have been able to reach or take profit on this one anyways, and price would have came down and actually tapped us out on the stop loss. Now typically when I am trading like this, if I'm taking my buy position well above the zone, once I have a closure about halfway into my target, so if I'm aiming for about the 28 pips, if I would have gotten to at least that 15 pips or so, I would have go ahead and moved my stop loss to break even. So if I would have taken this trade, this would have been either a stop out on the stop loss, or I would have got stopped out on a break even on this trade. So that's all that I was pretty much seeing for this session, to be honest. Price did come all the way back down into the zone again and pretty much closed below it, so this would invalidate any buy positions they would potentially look for at that point. Outside of that, I'm not sure what all this movement was. I wasn't watching market at this point. I'm pretty sure there was no news actually, so I couldn't really tell you exactly what this would have been, but this would not have been the zone that I was looking for anyway, so I would have missed out on this movement. So outside of that, what we're looking at coming up here for the London and the New York session tomorrow, we got price that pretty much came all the way up to this top zone. It looks like we got a double top and potentially moving back down, but we got our major levels set up, so that's important. And we're looking at the main direction of price currently. I mean, it seems like we would be potentially moving down a little bit, but the overall trend is still up. So at this point, still looking for buy positions. There may be a little bit of a push down a little bit further, but let's take a look at a zone that we may have an actual buy position to take. So unless price does actually come back all the way down to this main support level here on the major time frame, then maybe take a buy. But I don't see really much here that we can actually set up as an important zone other than the main support level down here. So this would just be a simple support and resistance trade if it does actually set up. Price may continue to push down and come back like it did here, reject. As long as we get a rejection like this would be a good potential to take a buy position. So outside of that, that's pretty much all I have on the euro dollar here. Maybe set up a zone right in here, see how price reacts. Like I said, if we get that couple of rejections like we did here, if it bounces, the overall direction of the market is still buy, still bullish. So if we get those rejections here, this would be a good potential for buy positions. So we'll set up something like this, maybe take a buy right above the zone if it closes out there, stop loss below about 12 to 15 pips, and aim for a good 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio on that. So that's all I would be aiming on that. But yeah, outside of that, no trades during the New York session this morning, November the 9th on Wednesday. But this is what I would be looking for as far as the London session coming up. Price to come all the way down, reject, and move back up. Outside of that, if it doesn't make it back down, I really don't see anything valid that I would really be keeping an eye on, to be honest. But that's all for the euro dollar for this evening in the upcoming London. If you guys are interested in learning these trading strategies that I use, whether it's support and resistance, supply and demand, and trend trading, definitely visit SyllaFX.com. You can get the course there literally for $1. Get you started and see if this is something you're interested in actually doing. If you're not interested in the course, you're definitely welcome to join at least a free Discord community group where I'll put out my analysis. And I do have a VIP students group as well, where I do offer the live market analysis, live trading, and live Q&A sessions. And they do also get the daily market analysis for about 3 to 6 different pairs during the weekdays. So like I said, if you guys are interested in that, definitely visit SyllaFX.com. Outside of that, that's all I got for you guys on the euro dollar. Hope you guys have a good trading week. Thanks for watching.